was born in South Auckland. Grew up in Manukau, Manurewa, sort of in between the two. We moved around a wee bit, but yeah, grew up out south. And Dad was a bank manager. Mum was an early childhood teacher. We were quite aware that Dad had a heart condition because he'd had previously 3 heart attacks before this one. So we were kind of coached as children that this could happen, and you know, your dad's got to take certain pills and bits and pieces. And it was all, as a kid, you just thought, okay, that's fair, that's no problem. But he was a keen marathon runner. So, you know, he lived life to the full. He really did. But essentially, I woke up one day and the whole family was sitting in the kitchen in the living room. Yeah, everyone had long faces, and I knew immediately what had gone on. It all happened so quickly. And before you know it, you're at a funeral, and yeah, you're 12 years old thinking, oh God, what's this all about? Yeah, so they had insurance that he'd had for a long, long time. Obviously had the life insurance and bits and pieces in place, and he was quite aware that, you know, if he left, there would be a big financial hole that was left. So they were well insured, and subsequently, you know, we didn't want for anything. You know, we were never wealthy, but we certainly had the means to do what we needed to do, which was good. It gave Mum the ability to say, listen, I can get this a really good education for the boys. So all of a sudden we ended up at St Kent's in Pakuranga. So here's a kid that grows up in South Auckland, all of a sudden amongst, you know, some of the elite of Auckland. And you know, I think it's been really valuable for us. You know, we got a good education out of that. But we moved from a house at the bottom of Redoubt Road, and it was decided, our uncle's an accountant, so they said, listen, this is what you need to do with the money. Why don't you go and build yourself a nice house, and the kids can grow up, you can remove yourself from the house that you're in, and you can just start again. And the house was built, and it was great and wonderful. And of course, in time, it was a good investment in the end. You know, sort of 5 or 6, 7, 8 years, once we'd gone through high school and left, Mum sold the house and made some good money off it. And it was, I think for her, it was a house that she'd always wanted to have, but equally it was an investment as well. So the debt was gone, but it just meant that things could continue the way they were, if not better than what they were, but without one person there. So it wasn't a double loss. It gave her some space, and she needed it. So did we all. If we hadn't had that life insurance, things would have been a lot tougher. There's no doubt about it. Just because we would have had to pick up things that we couldn't have done, you know, worry about bills and all sorts of things. I mean, yeah, we were lucky. Very lucky.